Welcome or welcome back. This is Pierce World Knitting. I'm Jennifer, and this is a knitting podcast all about knitting, yarn adventures, and travel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's episode, I was just gaining too many yarny goodness items that I have to share. We're relatively quiet in the city today, so I thought today would be a fab podcasting day. Before we get into all of it, if you are enjoying the podcast, I would kindly ask that you like and subscribe to the channel so you can watch more as a part of our knitting community. And I have also started a Ko-Fi page. If you are feeling it within you, I ask you to click on the Ko-Fi link and check out there. Perhaps consider purchasing a coffee for this knitter. So thank you very much. What I'm wearing today, I am wearing the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. This is a very simple top-down construction that's knit in the round circular yoke. The motif of rays are done with a knit and purl as you increase down the yoke. Super simple construction. It has, and I don't want to wreck my little collar because she's sitting pretty, but this is a folded neck that I've sewn down, and I've also added elastic in. Here's why. Because I knit in a brushed alpaca. This is a Sandness Garn Borstet alpaca, and it is, I would say, more loosey-goosey. It's not tightly wound. It's got a lot of like fuzzy furry bits coming off of it, and so I wanted the neck to cinch closely so that my collars could either pop or go over really nicely, and it does. It creates that like strict kind of border or boundary, and then I can you know, fold over the collar nicely. I enjoy it. I feel like it's a, you know, professional looking sweater, even though, you know, I'm not going to work today, which is fab. And she goes with everything because she's cream. Did a little bit of mods in the body just to get a slightly slimmer fit, but she's still pretty boxy, which is nice. I didn't do any shaping on the waist, so it is a fairly boxy fit. I've made my sleeves a little longer than I was when I first started knitting sweaters. I was doing bracelet length all the time, which I really enjoyed because then you've got your wrist free to do all your things and your sleeves aren't getting dirty. Of course, with the first cream color sweater, I knit them longer so they are susceptible to gaining some icky bits on the bottom, but it's fine. And I enjoy, because it is a tight enough fit with the 1x1 ribbing and the decreases that Petite Knit has you do, that I happily can just roll up the little cuff, and I adore this. Like, it's all these little silly things with the shirts that I feel like they're so customizable to how you're feeling. I like to put together, but kind of like a little bit like of a cruisy look, and to me this is it. We're looking put together, but like still kind of cruisy. It's fun. It's a fun look. I think that's it about the Sunday sweater. It was fun. I do want to say about the yarn, two things. The brushed alpaca wasn't a joy to work with. It feels really nice in the hand, obviously because it's so ultra soft and cozy, but the long, like fuzzy bits, the furry bits, are unpleasant to work with because they're catching in your needle pretty consistently. So just taking patience as I was going for this, along with the fact that apparently it's not available in Canada anymore. I've been told by one of the yarn shops in Toronto that they have stopped shipping to Canada. I don't know if this is true, but it might correspond because I've been looking for brighter, finer colors in this yarn, and I'm not able to be successful. So perhaps, so if you have some, congrats. If you can get your hands on it, go for it. For me, it's a product knit. I love wearing this. Didn't so much love working with the yarn, but there are some fab colors that are available, perhaps if you're not in Canada. That's a Sunday sweater. Next up, I have to do this. I have to do this right now because I'm just so excited. So I've received a yarn order. I've also purchased yarn from a Black Friday event that was going on in Canada. Let me go over the silly event that I put myself through. The other day I was going on my run, It was a very chilly day outside, so I had a big like Patagonia fleece with a kangaroo pocket in. Just saying this because you'll see why. And was wearing my fanny pack for running that I store my phone and keys in and whatever. And I took a different running route. Normally I head up north and go through residential areas. This time I went, you know, northwest and found myself on Bloor, and I thought, I did a yarn order at Unit for pickup, and I wasn't gonna pick it up till later. I mean, we've got enough whips that I'm working on right now, but I thought, you know what, I'm here. And I thought, it's little yarn, like it's, you know, smushy yarn, so we'll see what we can do about it. I was even considering running home with like holding a bag. I mean, hello, trying to be efficient. Anyway, so we get into the yarn shop. There's this lovely girl. This is at Unit. Her name's Petra, and she was just a delight to chat to. Hit it off right away. And yeah, she's like, are you going to continue to run after this, like after picking up the package? Obviously, yes. I mean, it's, you know, -2 outside. I can't walk home with my sweat, and I'm quite far from home. I'm like 5 kilometers plus away from my house. So I'm like, yep, we're gonna do it. So the theory was that I was gonna pack my kangaroo pouch with the yarn, and whatever didn't fit, I would try to stuff in the fanny pack. It totally worked. I have footage. It was such a silly but fun day because these things bring me great joy. Check it out. So you'll see, sometimes girls just want to have fun, and that's one of those times. Yarn is a delight. Knitting is my favorite thing. Running, moving my body and sweating, these are fantastic things. Pairs well with all the fun things. What I purchased are 2 items. I purchased the Tynn Silk Mohair by Sandness Garn, just in their natural colorway. This is to go with something I'm going to talk about in a second. I bought 4 balls of these. They were 20% off. Great. Even if I don't use them in what I'm, you know, predicting I want to make, it's going to go with everything, and it's enough to make a like boxy but crop sweater for my body type. So that was great. 20% off, like, thank you. The next, as if carrying 4 balls of these in my kangaroo pouch wasn't enough, no, I had to look around the shop because I always get excited about yarny goodness, and I purchased 2 of these. Again, at drops. Like, I'm not a big drops girl. It just happened to be there. So drops there. This is, I'm sure you know, I've never worked with it actually. It's my first. Look at all this like cream. I tell you, I get in these color phases and then I'm obsessed. This is just in their off-white. The combo is, what are we? Baby alpaca merino wool. Again, crazy soft. Hello. Are we mimicking this? This I purchased, again, like the price point on this guy, this is highly inexpensive. I bought 2 balls with enough yardage that I am able to create a cinch shrug. This is going to be my second cinch shrug, and if you've been watching, I created a solid black cinch shrug with a beautiful little cast on. The idea with this is that I won't just be knitting with this gorgeous little like fluffy bit to make a cream color shrug, and I know exactly what I want to pair with over the holidays, but I think I'm going to mix it up and do kind of a lark bagger yarn ball with magic knots. I have yarns, obviously heaps of leftover scraps, and I have these colorways that I've been putting that together that are like creams and like sugar pinks, and I'm gonna see where this is gonna take me, but I think I'm gonna go 1 strand of this guy, 1 strand of my scrappy ball, and see what happens. I don't know how the knots are gonna shape up in the ribbing per se. Usually I can hide the magic knot in behind the work when I'm doing stop net. It's gonna be an experiment. We'll see. But otherwise, we will get a beautiful cream shrug. And this is for the Holiday Shrug Club cowl, which brings me, I will say it, and then I will press on. If you have not heard or joined yet, I am running a knit along. My very first one is called the Holiday Shrug Club Cal, and this is a knit along that started November 3rd. However, you can join at any point. It is running until December 31st and is featuring any of the 4 shrugs that Jackie Rose has designed. 3 of the patterns of 4 are free. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday shrug, the cinch, is a paid for pattern. You can join with any of these things. They are a gorgeous little knit that just hug the shoulder line and keep us cozy. You can use it as innerwear, as outerwear over a jacket, as a statement piece. I mean, I'm slightly obsessed, and I feel like once you knit one, you might find yourself knitting some more. I adore mine, and I've knit the Saturday and the cinch. I hope you'll join. There are 2 prizes to be had at the end, and if you hashtag Holiday Shrug Club Cal, you are entered to win each time you hashtag one of 2 prizes. First prize is a $50 gift certificate to the Knitting Loft, a gorgeous yarn shop in North Toronto that features just unimaginable yarn that I cannot even get my hands on here in Canada anywhere else. Beautiful prize. Second prize is your copy, which is a paid for pattern. Normally this would be yours as a winner. This is the SoHo square. This is a beautiful accessory prepared by Jackie Rose, and she's donated that pattern, so thank you very much to her. All right, that is the Holiday Shrug Club Cal. Hope you join for yourself or to make for a loved one and a knit-worthy person in your life. What I want to say as I'm pressing on with this mohair, the idea is that I'm pairing it, and this is like, these are some of my funny little things I do. This yarn, the gray cream yarn, is from Heidi from Woolworks in Nova Scotia. She's from Mahone Bay. She has a fabric and hand dye business that she runs out of her studio, and gorgeous shop. I've already talked about my experience there and featured it in another video. If you're interested, check it out. This was the calmer of the 2. I also purchased like a crazy neon pink, but I think I'm gonna save that guy for like the depths of dark winter. Right now, I'm jazzed to work on this. I enjoyed this gray color because it was a warm gray. I find for me, with my coloring, cold grays don't make sense, but warm grays, like, nicer. I paired it with the cream, or I think it's called off-white, we were saying, and I'm going to pair it together for almost a novice sweater idea. So if you remember, I knit a girlfriend, her daughter, a little sweater that reminded me of a mushroom that I saw with my mother. It was the turkey mushroom that we saw in the ravine, and I just love the ruffling on that. I took that idea onto the novice sweater, where I added a purl row to allow myself to attach the ruffle. And it turned out fabulously, so much so that I wanted to make myself one. It's something that originally I had thought I'd want to make in like a super fun bright color, but I feel like when you're having a louder, more, you know, out there sweater and then having it with a lot of color sometimes isn't the best pairing. So having it be calm, I'm gonna try it out in this. So I did a little like super micro swatch last night while watching TV, Ozark obsessed, and worked it on a US 10 needle. I think it's good. I mean, the gauge is massive because it's a chunker of a yarn and going with the mohair, but I wanted the fuzz. So here's what I'm doing. I'm taking the Novice Sweater Junior that I use to prepare, or I should say to knit my girlfriend's baby sweater. I'm gonna go for the largest size, which I think is a 14-year-old. And my gauge is different, like it's chunkier, and I think it might work. I mean, goodness, it's knitting in the round. It's called the Novice Sweater for a reason. I think I can kind of like freestyle and figure out where the increases should go, and then we'll add a ruffle. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. That was the purchase, the intent for the mohair, and I'm pretty jazzed. Like, It's gonna be a fun one. Okay, I think we're seeing a theme here with the wintry colors. Next up, and I'm going in a total bizarro order, but you're gonna see why. While we were away in Nova Scotia, there was the last 2013 year release of Nutiden. If you are a knitter, I'm sure you know and are influenced by all the other gorgeous knitters in our community. This is an unspun Swedish yarn that has minimal processing done to it. It's something that I've dabbled in checking out before. I have a girlfriend that's in San Francisco that loves it. She's purchased there before. She had, and I, again, prefacing, I've never purchased Nutiden before. She was one that gave me that little like sample ball chunk that I knit my fingerless mitts with. That was it. That was the only experience I've had with it. And she had posted that she loved this orange colorway, and I was like, ooh, orange, that's my jam, you know, I love the orange. And so I thought, okay, you know what, if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be, because the yarn is released in colorways that don't come up again, and interesting colorways I find go quickly. I mean, I go on, I just haven't purchased before. I happened to be up at like 5 o'clock that morning because, you know, sleep. And I checked out the website. They still had the orange color. So I was like, it's a sign. So I went, I purchased her some as an early Christmas present, and I had to purchase myself matching. So I just received it in the mail the other day. Yarny orders. But here we are, a yarny order that came. I'm gonna open it up. It is gonna make noises. I'm really excited to see what it looks like, what it smells like, what the color is. I've been holding on to this for like 8 hours and not opening it. Maybe a little longer, Here we go. We're doing it. Okay, I do enjoy it. It's so funny to see because it's all smushed. This is the orange colorway that my girlfriend loved. It's sheepy, but not like crazy sheepy. It's sheepy. It's sheepy-esque. It's nice. It's nice and rustic. Like, this is my jam. I've worked with Plutalopi, and I love Plutalopi Unspun. I've worked with what other Unspun? Oh, the Briggs and Little Country Roving. Not as amazing. Doesn't wear as well. The Plutalopi, wicked awesome. I'm excited. I've got to say, okay, there's just heaps of this packed into here. Like, it's just like shoved in. It's really, it looks thicker than I imagined, but then thinner. I think it's almost like thick thin, and it's just got beautiful coloring. It's I mean, the light isn't fab today. The sun's gone in. I think this was their carrot colorway, and it's carroty. Like, we're looking at oranges. It's got green tones and bits to it. It's got darker oranges as you go. It's pretty. That's a good time. That's a good time. Okay, I'm digging. I don't know how I'm going to enjoy the working with it experience. Oh, squish, it's good. Okay, are we falling in love with it? Is this gonna be my first of many purchases of Nutiden? I mean, Carmen and Jackie. Now I'm getting it, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Here's my experience, full transparency. In working with the sample that I got from my girlfriend of the Nutiden, which was in the like that really light gray colorway, it was like knitting with a cobweb. It was a little unjoyous, the experience, because actually, and I don't often break Unspun, it broke quite often. And I didn't love the knitting experience, but I love the product. Those gloves are one of my faves. I wear them often. I just hope this doesn't break like crazy on me with the plates. There are so many plates in here. And did you already see, like, as I'm playing with it, it just keeps like growing. It's like super smushable. I mean, I don't even know how many plates I have. There's 2 already. 3. There's just so many of them. Oh my gosh, do you see the size of this one? This is like a mini one. This one's like ginormous. I think it's got to be at least double in size. Wow. Okay. So even to count the plates, I feel like it's like silly because they're so different, which is, I guess that's all part of the fun. Like check it out. Oh, it looks like an orange carrot rainbow. This is so nice. That's it. I know that my girlfriend would be just as excited about all of this, and I can't wait to cast on. I'm gonna have to get through some of my other whips that I'm not even showing in this episode. It's really good. It's really fun to like squish and play with. I wanted to smell sheepier. Is that weird? Okay. Here is the Nutiden purchase. I might be a convert already. Like, look at that. This is pretty cool. That fit in that little bag, and I haven't even like fully like smushed these up. That's cool. And the color. Like, I hope my skin tone can do it. I don't know. You know what this is reminding me of? This is reminding me of the Weekender wool colorway from it's called Now Here's for Design. Oh gosh, I'm blanking. I see the package. It's a mill down in New Hampshire. Why can't I think of it? Green Mountain Spinnery. That's it. Green Mountain Spinnery Weekender wool in pumpkin. I feel this is a very similar colorway. I'm gonna go check. Hold up. All right, I just picked up the Green Mountain Spinnery Weekender wool in pumpkin that I have not started knitting with yet. But let's see the color difference. Come on. This is too funny. Are we obsessed with orange a little bit? A little bit. Okay. I'm hoping it's gonna go like, I don't think I'll be able to wear a red lip with it, but we're gonna make it work. That's funny. Okay, there we go. The Nutiden Yarn purchase. I don't even know what I'm gonna make with this. Of course I don't. No, don't know. We'll wait and see what's gonna happen. I need a yarn plan. I need like five hands to knit. I guess no, 6. I would have to have an even amount, not an odd amount. All right, well, I think that is going to be it for today. I have many projects already on the needles and many more that await. I always enjoy that potential of what could be with the yarn that I have. I keep looking down at it because it's just such a stunner. I'm just gonna hold it while I'm talking to you to finish. Yeah, I enjoy getting my hands on yarn, purchasing yarn, and pairing it with a pattern or other fibers. And I find that it's that creative bit for me. I really enjoy, and I like making something slightly different. I was just watching a Good Yard podcast, which I adore, Carmen and Jackie, who I've already mentioned. And I think it was Carmen that said, you know, you don't mess with perfection, which I think is a brilliant comment, and I absolutely agree. However, when you have a bit of a naughty knitter like myself, I like to explore and see what else I can do. I think life would be a lot easier for me if I did follow the perfection of the designer with the yarn choice and the gauge and everything. However, you know, for me, I like to experiment, and so it brings me joy in that. Maybe not the ripping out piece, but the end product piece, and kind of to think that maybe no one else has knit exactly this pattern in this color, in this yarn weight, you know, using this specific yarn. That's interesting. It's like, it's potentially the only sweater like that. Like, that's cool. And when we make our own clothes, that's amazing. I want to thank you for being here today and for joining me. Again, if you're feeling willing to like and subscribe or donate to the Ko-Fi page, that would be fab. I wish you great joy in your knitting today, and thank you so much for being here.